I call to order the special meeting of the City of Aransas Pass City Council, October 28, 2024, at 6 p.m. Okay, now we're going to go to, I'm going to say this. Good evening, everybody. We value and encourage public participation in city government. However, recent disruptions have significantly hindered the city ability to conduct business and negatively impacted other citizens who rely on orderly proceedings. Chief Blanchard, I am instructing you to proactively maintain order within the council members, with the council chambers, and prevent unlawful disruption during the meeting.
Yes, sir.
Now we're going to go to staff reports and other discussion items. We're going to go straight to affordable housing planning. Ms. Brenda.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. So one thing that I've noticed since I've been here is that we've been getting a lot of requests for RVs and manufactured homes to be allowed throughout the city. And when I talked to these people, the main reason was because that was the most affordable housing that we can get to be able to build on our lots. So I started doing some research. I started talking to local developers in the area, and I started asking, can we build a 3-bedroom, 1-bath for $150,000? And they're like, that's doable. And I was like, well, can we do a cheaper one for 2-bedroom, 2-bath, or 2-bedroom, 1-bath, or a one-bedroom, 1-bath? And I'm like, they're like, yes, we can. And so I started doing more research and compiling a list. So I have about 5 local developers. And in front of you, you have just a little breakdown of how the program would work. And then you also have different designs. So you have a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. You have a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 3-bedroom, 1-bath, and then some shotgun houses designs. So these are just examples of what we think we want to see in the city. What I'm asking for is permission to go forward to have a formal meeting with these developers so we can streamline these designs to make sure and get the price points correctly. And then what would happen is once we get that approved, we'll bring it back to you all so we can approve the prices and then get the rest of the plans done with an architect. I do have an architect that's willing to work with us. We could either pay for the architectural plans up front in a lump sum, or we can do it as the person comes to buy the plan. That certain amount will go straight to the architect as people pay. So like that, there's no out-of-pocket for the city up front for the architectural part. Then we have our contracted engineering firm that would work on the HVAC, electrical, the plumbing, so that these plans will be completely approved and ready to go. So someone can come in and say, I have a 50-foot by 140 lot. I want to build a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. What designs do you have? And we'll have 1 or 2 designs for that specification. We'll let them know. We'll tell them the price. And once they pay for the plans and the permit at the same time, they can start building the next day.
It says here on the bottom, it says client comes in. Is there restrictions on who can do this, or what's the deal on that?
No, anyone can do it. So it'll be open to whoever has property that they want to build on and they want to build an affordable home. They can come in and look at any of our plans. If it matches the lot of that design, they can purchase it and start building immediately. So this is just for permission, again, to be able to meet with the developers and start streamlining the designs to get to those price points.
Have any of the developers you've spoken to been in a place where they could buy some acreage and make this into a development, a tiny home neighborhood?
Not by themselves, not at the moment. They are mainly infill developers right now as it is. They at the most maybe do 8 to 10 homes at a time. They don't do a whole development. But I am speaking with them to see if maybe we can get the developers to talk to each other and maybe grab a couple of blocks, and between all of them, some develop some lots, some develop the others, but like that, they all share the cost of bringing the infrastructure to that area.
Yeah, I don't know. And then my second thought is we have a lot still left to do besides being developers ourselves. I feel like I'm hearing that this project is for the city to have these contractors on hand, and these are the design homes you can use.
So the only thing the city's going to supply is the architectural plans, the complete plans. Once
That's like a developer. That's what a developer would do.
But once they purchase those plans, that's it. The city doesn't do anything else. The
Correct.
developer will take over that plan that they decided they're going to do, and they get with the owner, and they plan everything, the financing, the infrastructure, and all of that.
Is this throughout the city?
Yes, throughout our city limits.
Well, that might cause a problem, because I'm sure everybody else knows, I can think of quite a few people that got lots next to their house and something like this popped up and they weren't made aware of it. Possibly could be calling a fire truck over to that place. I mean, because there's...
I'm sorry, I'm not following. How would...
Well,
how-
because there's people that don't like the shotgun houses, because there's a couple of them, I think on 13th and Nelson, there's a couple of those that, I mean, they don't bother me, but I've had people say they just don't want to see those things popping up all over town. Yeah.
Well, we do
Like I
have an
said, this is-
ordinance to not build on anything less than 50 foot
At the moment, yes.
at the moment. But we recently, I don't know, recently is in the years after Harvey, we changed that to 50 foot specifically for this reason. We, as you know, the city demolished, 200 plus homes after Harvey that were unsightly.
Yes.
And so we changed the square footage, or the footage of the property to build on specifically for a reason. And it was to not have, I mean,
Like I said, this is just preliminary.
understand.
So if you don't
I
like those, we can
understand.
scratch those from there.
that's my opinion, that's my opinion. If somebody has a 25-foot lot that's just sandwiched in between somebody, and they want to keep it, keep it clean and mowed and manicured, and build a little 25-foot park in there for your neighbors, or go to your neighbors on each side and ask if they want to buy it. And then that will, I don't know, that's my opinion.
You think this will increase the property value, or?
It'll definitely
I mean,
increase
having a
Oh, yeah.
standard
our taxes coming
lot?
in, because right now we don't have any taxes to charge, or a very minimal amount on lots that are unimproved. So this would definitely increase our tax base.
I'm worried about what the property would be like in 10 to 15 years.
So am I. So am I.
Well, not only that, but we're gonna have a bunch of Airbnbs all over
Well,
all over the
that-
city.
It could be Airbnbs, or it could turn into slums. That's you don't know.
It's one or the other.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we never know who's going to purchase the property and what their background is on keeping properties up. So we would just have to go back to our property maintenance code and make sure that that's being followed.
On the other hand, Brenda, not everybody can afford multi-million-dollar homes that come in here. Since how we are working on trying to put rooftops in this town, the $150,000 cost estimate is more doable for a lot of people than a $500,000 or a $600,000 home. Especially the ones like Kiewit that come in here transient, that they can buy a house, do whatever, sell it. Like I said, not everybody can afford a $600,000 home, so my opinion is it's a good thing.
Do we have many of those? I wasn't aware we had.
Which, the 600,000
Yeah.
homes? They're only on the water, but yes, we do have them.
That was just an example, Joe.
Gotcha.
Just an example, Joe.
Thought I asked.
Well, what I see is for the majority of these houses, you still need a 50-foot lot to be able
Yes,
to
sir.
put,
Right.
to be able to put any of these. So,
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought the whole thing was on 25-foot lots.
No,
I
they're-
totally missed that.
No. That's only
That's
for the
all right.
ones that say shotgun homes. The other ones would be regular lots.
Totally missed that.
That's why I
Okay.
said we can pull that shotgun one proposal out and keep the rest.
So
But-
these developers are gonna go and buy the lot and build the house and then turn around and sell it?
No, the people would already have the lot themselves. They already have the lot, and they just come and buy the architectural plans. And that's when we put them in touch with the contractor and let them work out the finances on building the home.
Okay, do we have an ordinance now that has like a certain square footage for you to be able to build the house in any of the?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the minimum is usually 1,000 feet, which, 1,000 square feet, which these
Yeah, then you
meet.
gotta have a minimum setbacks and all that stuff figured
Mhm.
into it.
Yeah.
Because
But these plans are so easily found online these days.
But they
for
all,
anybody that wants to build a small home or a 10,000 square foot home.
mhm.
They're so easily found.
mean,
I don't know why the city would be in the business
I
of
like it, I
doing
just
that.
don't like it looking like the city, yeah, I mean, I know we're not, but some people might think the city's getting into the home building business.
And this is not something that's new. It's all over the United States, and Bryan, Texas is another one that's doing it. The city I just came from, Taylor, they're implementing the same plan. It just facilitates construction faster. They don't have to wait to get it through the building department. They don't have to wait to get it approved. It's something that's ready to go. They call these shelf-ready plans. And it just helps that they're affordable for our area.
But I don't mind, they build it, that they can build a house for the minimal amount of money, which is fine, I'm okay with that. But do we have to change the square footage size to accommodate some of these plans? Like, in other words, not all of these were like 1,000 square foot.
Right, we would have to adjust them.
Sure.
That's why I'm asking for this meeting with the developers, so like that we can look at that.
Would it be easier just to downsize or the size of the house to be put on a 50-foot lot?
It would be the same thing. We still have to grab the sign, design, and meet with the developer and say, okay, how can we make it work for you guys and for us within our codes? Mhm.
Council, at this point, the item that's being brought before you, it's just for discussion.
Yeah.
And if there's a consensus from the council to move forward with this concept, we'll bring that item back for your approval at a, probably
We can
sometime
look
in
into it
November.
to see
What do
how
you
where
think?
we end up with it.
Sir?
We can look into it to see where we end up with it, but they're pretty nice little houses and stuff. But at first, what you were saying, and I thought that they were gonna get like 10 lots and build a whole bunch of them in there.
Oh, okay,
You know,
no.
That's pretty much,
These are mainly for infill
because
lots.
if you have a 50-foot lot and you just wanna build a 700 square foot house, I don't see why not. I mean,
Mhm.
it's like Randy says, we just need to put rooftops so we can start making money out of it. Now, do we need to change the square footage?
We might have to. That's part of the discussion with the developers to see what we can do. Mhm.
I'm okay with
So
that.
do we have many property owners coming in wanting to build?
Oh, yes.
Less than 1,000 square feet?
I would say 50% of the people that come in want to build a tiny home, which is just a one-bedroom or a two-bedroom, one-bath.
Yeah.
Mhm.
See, I agree with some plans, but I mean, I don't think we should have a 275 square foot home.
Yeah. I mean, They put a stop to that in Bayside because they started getting inundated with them. They had to put a halt to it.
Mhm.
To me, that's like a planned development type
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
That's like a developer needs to buy 5 acres and build all these
That's
cute
what I-
little homes
that's
out
what I
there
thought.
and
Mhm.
rent them out,
Yeah,
sell them
That's what I
out.
thought when I first saw it.
And what would be the difference in doing it in a planned development and doing it in infill?
Excuse me?
What would be the difference? Is doing it in a planned development and having the same housing, same prices, and then doing it as an infill project to fill in all our empty lots? The pros and cons that you see of it.
Developer'd be footing the bill for the infrastructure.
They'd still be
Three.
footing the bill for the infrastructure on these as well. The only thing that they're not is in the actual plans, just the paper part.
See, and that's another thing you'd have to think if you're building those things on the east side of town, because we gotta be careful piling up houses down there because the drainage lines were undersized when the town was built way back in the day. So that's the problem we have now, been building going out towards the north and the west. you got bigger drainage lines, and they come down to, I think, 4-inch running along.
Right, and we have plenty that are sometimes 2 inches, so they're tapped out. We can't
Yeah.
use those.
Yeah.
Well, anything
But-
on the east side has to go up now.
Yeah.
After Harvey, it's got to
Yeah.
be
Mhm.
elevated.
Well, that and the drainage line buried in the ground, it's already
I would
past
think that
capacity
all
as
of
it
that's
is.
gonna be looked into when they go for building one, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
They would know they'd
It
have
would,
to do all
it would
that.
have to depend where they work, where their lot is located, and of course, I would look at all that,
You'd have
let
to
them know
hit
if it was
with impact
available.
fees for something like that, and they wouldn't bite on impact fees, not building houses like this.
So I guess the question now is, do we want to bring this back, look at it some more, think about it, have more conversations?
I think so.
I
But
think
is
so.
there anybody in the audience that would like
Yeah.
to have any comments? Can you come up here?
Carol Salinas, Aransas Pass. I don't like this. It just, my mind pictures a trashy area. Smaller, inexpensive homes, you can build them on a 50-foot lot. You don't have to have 3 bathrooms for a 3-bedroom house. You can have 1 bathroom. But my picture of this is a lot of substandard properties that are going to make our town look like, I can't even think what to compare it with. It's surely not Rockport, but I'm against it. I think we've got some requirements that are maybe tweak a little bit, but not to this extent. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, Brenda, if somebody wants to, yeah, please come on up, but let me asking Brenda real quick, if somebody wants to, if they come and, to you and say, look, I've got these plans, but they're 689 square feet, can that not go to planning and, well,
They would
planning and
go to
zoning's going to say no because it doesn't fit the ordinance.
It would go to ZBA.
A ZBA?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then if it passes with them, then it would come to us for
No,
final, or they're the final?
They're the
ZBA
final.
is the final.
Yes, ma'am. So if it passes them, they're allowed to build. Any variance that doesn't go with our code right now goes through ZBA for approval. Mhm.
Okay. So they do have a place to argue their,
Yes.
okay,
Mhm.
all right. Thank
Go
you.
ahead, Myron.
Myron Schrader. One of the things I noticed is that the infill development, that what this is in the comprehensive plan, and it was, part of the plan to fill in areas within the city where housing is needed, or to do, to generate taxes. I don't have a problem with this as long as the designs meet the current codes. I don't want to have to vary anything.
Right,
And
not on
Yeah.
codes.
Not on codes, and that
no,
means lot
no.
size, setbacks,
Yeah,
everything.
exactly.
And I don't know what else, you can do.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't have a problem with it. Whether you go with it or not, it doesn't matter to me. But I'm just saying, it does fill the what do you call it, the comprehensive plan.
Okay.
And it will help bring homes into the city, I believe.
Yeah, I like what you said, though, as long as it doesn't,
As long as
Yeah.
all the
All
codes
the-
are okay, we don't have to go to the zoning board of adjustment, don't have to go to the zoning board for anything
yeah.
No,
Then
I'm
that
with,
would-
I'm with you
I
on
would-
that.
I would agree.
Yeah, I'm with you on
to
that.
do that. It's my opinion.
Anybody else?
Yeah, back on that, Go ahead, you first. Excuse me just a second. Back on that, what was said about the houses looking trashy and everything else, that's up to the person that lives there. And that's up to our code enforcement to keep that from happening. That's number one. But you have a lot of houses that got damaged in the hurricane, and GLO came in here and built those houses that, Myron, right down from your house between you and me, that 2-story blue one, that was a GLO house. That was a brand-new house built over there, but look at it now. That didn't have anything to do with who bought the house. It has something to do with the people that live in it. So your trashy people or whatever, they pay taxes and they buy groceries here too. But that's up to code enforcement to take care of things like that. I'm sorry, sir, you can go ahead.
No, you're good. My name is Oscar Medina. I live here in Aransas Pass. I actually built a home in 2017, moved into 2018. I do think it's a good idea to put the more roofs in the community. We need to have a firm set minimum of square footage of the house and what the materials are and that type of thing to keep we don't want to have the trashy look in the town, right? And it's to address, I don't know your name, but it's to address what you're saying, right? But overall, I do like the idea. I do appreciate new ideas. And also from the outside looking in, I do appreciate the general consensus and communication between people, right, back and forth, not the arguing and the bickering. I haven't been here very long, but I do appreciate we can all have common sense conversations with each other without yelling and screaming, and we can come to a resolution on a bunch more things that way. So appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
My name is Dennis Peacock, and my background has been in architecture and land planning, and did the home port impact plans. And I found that when you're dealing with land and development and housing and combinations, that basically the economics controls it all. And we've been in a lot of inflation type conditions for quite some time. But the problem in economics is you find a way to make the house cheaper, somebody's going to charge more. So it always gets to be a matter of economics. The kind of housing like I've dealt with, I was dealing with industrialized housing back in '65, but they said it would affect the economy. Once again, the economy. So you look at methodology next, and a lot of homes that are built out of metal, for example, using earth techniques to gain your drainage and your appearance, a lot of that is basically a design concept. It's how you put it together, and a lot of times your packaging companies, like your metal companies, they'll provide the permit requirements for the engineering and layouts. In my case, I worked for the Housing Authority for 17 years, so I did my designing with architects, and we did large areas. The engineers that came in on the projects were not normally local. So Corpus Christi has its own ideas of how it likes to make improvements. The mini house, for example, is a good concept. It's got to be laid out to fit what it represents. And that's no different than the recreational vehicle and the mobile home. It's a package concept. So if I'm making confusion, I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
But I deal in...
Thank you, sir. I think you had your 3 minutes, so.
Oh, okay.
Were you terminating? Is that what that was? Okay.
Okay, I can back away.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Right,
you.
thank you. Anybody else? Okay, no.
Just to get direction from the council, is this something that you would like to see the program brought back to council for approval?
I don't see why not.
I don't see why
Yeah.
not.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Yes. Okay, good. Let's go to the next one. It's an administrative waiver to people following the comprehensive plan.
So-
Brenda?
Yes. So we're going to be bringing the comprehensive plan. It's in its final editing stages. You'll see it come next month. And so after we have that, we're applying for a grant to be able to redo all of our codes to match what the comprehensive asks for. Because from the last comprehensive plan and this comprehensive plan, there's a lot of codes that hit head-to-head with it because our codes are old from the 50s and 60s and forward. And so it's going to take a lot of money and time, approximately 200,000 in approximately a year or two to get those codes to match to the comprehensive plan. So what I'm asking is so that we don't penalize people that are wanting to build as per the comprehensive plan, is to see if you guys are open to me doing an administrative waiver for those people that are following the comprehensive plan without them having to go to ZBA. So that's something for you all to think about, and then I can come back and see if that's something that you want to see or not.
Yeah, I don't have
Yeah.
a problem with that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, then we'll
Any
bring back,
comments?
sometime in November, we'll bring back an item for your approval.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any comments from the others on that item right there? Okay, now we're gonna go to the painting of water storage tank with partner image.
Panther.
Mm-hmm.
Panther image.
Oh,
It
okay.
looks like partner, but it's Panther.
Yeah, I can't see right now.
Long as I've been
Next time
sitting
I'll put
up
my
here,
glasses.
long as I've been sitting up here, I thought this would get done like that. 5 years later, it's right here.
I don't
So
know, I think they're pretty neat.
basically,
I like this one the best.
Danny was gonna come tonight, but he got tied up with the city of Corpus, so I told him come up with two, and I figured
Yeah,
Wait,
these are pretty cool.
see which one y'all guys like the most.
It's something that was put together. Chandra, you want to hand it to her?
All right, all you APHS graduates
Yeah.
in the room.
Which one do you like, Lenise?
My vote's the right. On your right. Yeah. Oh, no, my right.
This is my right.
This one. See, that's the one I like too.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's the one I like.
That's my vote.
What do you think, Rosie?
Well, I'd have to sit closer.
Yeah.
I can kind of see it.
This one?
I agree.
But,
Can you send it around or something?
Yeah.
I'll get it.
there you go.
Which one do you think, Lenise? Which one do you
Which
like?
one you like?
Oh, this one.
Yeah, me too. That's the one I like.
Yeah, I like it. It's got the claw.
Did you say,
And in
did
the
you say
Aransas-
blue?
But where it says Aransas Pass, we need to outline it.
Yeah, he just
Oh.
did like a rough,
Oh.
rough deal on it.
Do a shadow behind it or a highlight or something?
Oh, highlight the Rances Pass,
He
yeah.
said it's gonna be highlighted in black. He said,
Okay.
but you
Yeah,
can't
okay.
see it.
Shadows?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that'll work.
But yeah, in this particular picture, the Panther does look a little
It does.
blue.
That's just one he found and put it
Okay,
on there, so
but
we get
yeah.
him to tweak it a little.
The left.
That
Yeah.
one? Yeah, that's the one I like too.
Simple, plain simple and to the point, but outline the Aransas Pass.
Yeah.
Now, how much is this
Okay.
thing?
Right here.
That's the
Drop in
bottom
price.
line.
The last time I got a quote for this was 4 years ago. It was $32,000. Danny said he could do it for 7, and that's using the city's man lift. We got a man lift that'll work.
That'll work.
7,000.
7,000.
There we go.
If the council's okay with that, we would bring that back at a future council meeting to approve those funds.
Yeah, we
Okay.
just need to get it approved so we can get it going.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, and I guess Mary, let me know when you think it'll get on there. That way I can let Danny know, so just so none of this goes up in price.
Yes, sir. Okay.
And for those of you that don't know who he's talking about, Danny DeLeon
Yeah.
is the gentleman that's been doing the mural paintings around town.
Yeah.
So that was very generous of him
Yeah.
to do this for $7,000.
Yeah, I didn't think, I drove by and looked
Yeah.
at the mural at the boat ramp park lot, because I've been trying to figure out how to do this. I was, well, let me see if Danny can do it, and then 3 weeks later, yeah, it's been
And
something
this
that.
is for the water storage
Storage
tank on
tank,
Avenue A.
Yeah, over by the
Yes.
school.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Bring it back.
Okay, good deal.
Okay, now we're going to go into executive session for Texas Government Code Section 551.074 to deliberate the appointment, employment, and duties of the city manager. And then Texas Government Code Section of 551.074 to deliberate the appointment, employment, and duties of the city attorney prosecutor. And it is, oh my gosh, 8:29.
629.
629.
Okay, we're going to reconvene in open session and may take action on any item listed in executive session action section of this agenda, and it is 6:52. Okay, now, Will?
Okay, I got a question first. Mayor, were you serious when you told Chief Blanchard to act on anybody that acts up or does anything against the rules? That's a yes or no. Was you serious?
Say again?
Was you serious when you told Chief Blanchard to act, if anybody did anything against the rules, to, what was the word, anyway, to make it right? Or
Mayor, this item is not on the agenda.
No.
We need to stick to this item.
well, okay, then that I was getting. Okay, Mayor, I don't see a city attorney over there. A city council in Texas cannot go into executive session without approval from the city attorney unless the meeting is in an advisory committee. So with that being said, I think that was personnel matter, according to the description. Now, hold on. If a mayor calls for executive session without prior approval from the city attorney, he may be arrested. Thank you.
Well, the reason why we called executive session is to be able to hire a city attorney to get it going and
don't make
whatnot.
it right.
It was,
We can't have a discussion.
okay.
All right,
Anybody
that's it. All right. I make a motion to negotiate a contract. I direct the interim city manager to negotiate a contract with Clear Career Professionals for the recruitment of a new city manager.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Okay,
Motion carried.
motion carried. I make a motion to appoint Mr. Isasi as interim city attorney and Carlos Valdez as interim city prosecutor.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
And I make a motion to direct the interim city manager to negotiate a contract for the recruitment of a new city attorney.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
I make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
All right. Thank you all for coming.